he ran off and went to the court, to their basically the office manager, and had a big go about it. And I was like, well, they can't get rid of me, so they got to, here I am. This is their response. They're like, go, it's like, so you're in trouble with, you don't have enough time to work with your clients, so let's spend once a week in counselling. So yeah, well done, good management.
Okay, all right.
So yeah.
Now, you've mentioned that your bosses asked you to come here because of your anger issues.
Yeah.
Is this the first time that you've kind of maybe lost your cool at work?
Yeah, probably in this major way. Like, sometimes when people make bad decisions, I get a bit sarcastic here and there, but I haven't really spoken to anyone about it. So I've just kind of left it and gone, I can always just work a bit harder and get around it and so on.
Okay, so you've obviously got, we all have frustrations in life, and especially in work, and I think that it sounds like you're very diligent, and the workload sounds enormous.
Yeah. So
you've obviously got some really good coping skills to be able to deal in that, work so effectively in such a high pressure environment. Yeah. Do you know what, you've mentioned you like to take deep breaths. Are there any other kind of stress management things that you do to look after yourself?
Yeah, I like to exercise, and quite a keen runner and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so probably been letting that slide a bit in the last few weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, I should probably get back into that.
Yeah. Is that how you usually people will generally have a way that they like to both release energy and absorb information and that kind of thing? Is that the way you like to kind of let off steam after work?
Yeah, it's always good to kind of just forget things, like as I'm running along, have to think through it and so on. Yeah, so I should probably get back into that.
I think that would be a really good step. I think that if you've lost that regular routine of going running, then it sounds like you've been under a lot of pressure, and you need to take this time to make sure that you're doing those things that do keep you level-headed, and and take time for the person you are, because the person that you are helps all those people around you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you think that you could be doing to maybe help this situation? Like, I haven't asked, when is the audit?
It'll be in it's about 2 months away, but
2 months.
Yeah,
okay.
but they're so far behind in the paperwork that it's it's going to be like next month will be they'll probably still have those 2 people working there, and then last month they're going to start making all of us do stuff. So it's what I mean. It's like, so yeah, it's going to be quite bad. And then after that, there's kind of the fallout, which is because we get a report back, and then there's all these changes that need to be made, and so it's not something that's just going to go away.
No.
Yeah, and like I said, if it doesn't work out, we lose our funding anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, you've already been under this pressure for 2 weeks, and it's not being very good for your health, or for the people around you at work. So if this kind of pressure is going to continue for the next 2 months, it's probably quite important that you do take time to maybe, if it's not seeing me, go running, do any other things that allow you to work at that high level that you have been. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I want to know, you've mentioned that you haven't approached your manager directly about this. Is there anything you think that you could do to approach that situation and share your ideas and your frustrations?
Yeah, look, I can probably speak to my supervisor when things are a lot quieter, like maybe at the beginning of the day rather than after he's made a stupid decision. I can probably speak to the area manager and actually maybe give him a few ideas of how because I used to do a lot of auditing in my old work and so on.
Okay.
So there's probably a few, because I can't. Probably the suggestions I've given been a bit more sarcastic. It's like, how have you not thought about this? But I don't think they've been through a proper audit yet. So.
Okay. So it sounds like that you have those skills that they're looking for, and if you were able to calmly approach them and offer that, then they might be better equipped to handle it.
Maybe, yeah.
Great.
Okay.
So you're definitely a key player in this audit and this organisation. It's probably very important that they keep you happy and healthy and with the organisation, especially for these next few months. Do you think maybe that's the reason why they've sent you here today? Is it maybe because they care for your well-being?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of the policy anyway, so I don't know. I mean, they could just be following policy. I mean, I get on pretty well with the area coordinator, like, because I've been here for a fair bit, and like I've known her for quite a long time. So I mean, yeah, I guess she probably knows it's not my usual thing. So, yeah. I mean, usually I'm alright. Like, if even if I don't agree with what we're going to do, I tend to just go along with it anyway. And so it's probably been the first time that I've had to really, or like that I've really kind of lost it a bit. So I was probably just speak to her a bit more and see what's going on, and maybe if I can help a bit more productively.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, aside from the obvious stress at work, is there anything else that is going on for you that you want to talk about?
No, it's mainly just work and that, and it's just very frustrating.
Yeah.
Saw this coming about a year out. It was like, and obviously no one listened, and so I should have gone to the area manager and pointed out my concerns, because I don't really talk work, because we get on pretty well. I didn't want to sort of criticise the new guy that came in. So I should have probably spoken to her before and said, like, there's a few gaps.
Yeah.
And I probably left it a bit too late to, like, so I'll probably just go in and be a bit more professional about it, be like, right, okay, these are the issues, this is how we resolve it.
Now, I mentioned previously that we're all very different in the way that we cope with stress, and we're all very different in the way that we absorb and take on new information, and also the way that we take in feedback from others. So, do you have any insight on the way that maybe you take feedback and how your boss does?
Look, we're probably quite similar in that way, in that we take criticism quite personally. So, so it's probably like when we do have an outburst, we both take it pretty personally and so on. So, got to just work on that a bit, I guess.
And I think that maybe knowing that both of yourself and of your boss, it might make it a little bit easier to have those conversations where you feel like you're not being heard, and that there is maybe a better way of proceeding forward. Great. Well, I think that we've covered a lot today. We've noted that you haven't been running, which you quite enjoy as often, which may lead to the stress. We've talked about how you maybe moving forward might be able to better approach your boss and your concerns. And I think that if you can continue on with your running, which you enjoy, and maybe have a chat to your boss in the next week, I'd really like to follow up with you and just see how that's going.
Okay.
Obviously, time is a big thing for you. Is there a better time that we could meet? Maybe after hours, or?
No, look, it's got to be during office time anyway. So, I don't know, maybe every second week rather than like every week's just too much.
Yeah.
Like, on top of all the other meetings and stuff, every second week's probably okay.
Yeah.
Probably absorb that somewhere else.
Yeah, fantastic. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for your time, and do get in touch if there's anything else I can help with.
Okay.
That was fun.
Alright.